You know, we're going full speed, so we are into it pretty heavy, and we're on day 16. This is where we're at. And we've gone 3 days on, 1 day off, and except for last weekend, we took 2 days off just to get our legs back. But I like how hard this team's working, and I think the effort level has been really good. Our emotions have been good, so it tells me that we're thinking some good thoughts at this point. And I've been happy, for the most part, with how the practices have just gone from start to finish. There was, on day 9, there was one practice that we slowed down a little bit and maybe started pacing ourselves a little. And so I called them in and we talked about it. And, you know, I just thought it was an opportunity to maybe become a tougher team. It was our first test. And maybe to show a little bit of perseverance and maybe show some of the things that we need to show that we have to have in place to become a great team. But I thought we lost that opportunity, but the players picked it up and finished at a very high level, which made me think, okay, there's some good stuff in these guys. And if we keep working the right way, we'll get to where we want to go. But I think the point when I brought him in was, you know, when we're here, we're here. And we're here, so we do what we're supposed to do. And there's no other way to do it because there's a ton of learning that has to take place at this point, and there's a lot of things we have to get in place. But I have faith in these players. I have faith in their ability to compete. I have faith in their ability to make the improvements they have to make to become a great team, and I have faith that we can get to where we want to go. So there's a chance with this group, but it's all about how much improvement we can make. And we'll see. You know, that time will tell.
Jim, maybe talk a little bit about the players on your sides here, and two against the 3 seniors, including Becky Perry, and what do you like about the senior class?
Well, I like them in many ways. I like their character. I like the choices they make. These two in particular want to be great, and they're going to do the things that they need to do to be great. They're going to make good choices, and their behavior for sure is in line with these awful high standards, which is a good thing. But after the scrimmage, I got some comments from different people, just people coming up, people that think they know volleyball, and you know, people that are well-meaning and sometimes can try to pull you out of the process a little bit. But what I did hear is that Jenna has improved tremendously, and she was an all-packed-in center. Sky's the limit with her. I mean, I think she can be the elite setter this year if she keeps her head on straight and thinks good thoughts all the time, and she gets this team to play for her. Kindra, she's got all the physical ability, and she's developed the mental ability. What I like about her most is she's changed intellectually and is concentrated at a much higher level, which allows her to see things at a much higher level. And so she's passing more this year and doing the things she has to do. But it's good. These guys are on the, you know, leadership, and they've made a lot of progress in that area, which is critical to our team. So it's been a good deal.
You talked about this team having high standards. It's year after year. There are so many high expectations. What would make this a successful season in your mind?
Well, that's the ultimate question. You know, I think we're at a point now in the development of this program that winning it is the deal. And it's been hard not winning it after winning it and being in the top 10 for so many years. We are in striking distance. And I think we control our improvement, and we control to some extent if we play well enough to win. And so, you know, I like to tell them, if we lose, it's not what the opponent did, it's what we didn't do. So we've got that in our grasp. But, yeah, I mean, we just want to improve and meet the standards that can win it. But it's awful hard.
Two girls, talk about coming back for your senior year, and this is the last chance, last time.
It's exciting. It's definitely weird not being, the underclassman now. This is it. You're right. It's, we've had 3 chances already, and this is our 4th and final one. So it really, really puts the pressure on us and makes us value every little thing. Not that we haven't before, but it's just a different perspective. That this is my last preseason, last home games, last Pac-10, and we want to make the most of it. We are holding ourselves and our teammates to really high standards because we want to, be the best that we can be. And like you said, it's our last chance, and we want to make it a good one.
Yeah, I agree. The same thing going throughout the 4 years. You definitely have a different perspective when you're a senior. You know more things. You're more mature in everything you do. So I think the vibe of the team has been awesome. It's probably the best I've seen in the 4 years that I've been here. So I think that's going to help play a big role in what we're going to do and achieve everything together as a team. So.
Welcome.
Victim of high five. I apologize.
Coach, you have a sort of new player, I guess, in Kylan this year. She practiced with you. What are you expecting from her, and what did you see from her last year?
Every day, even every session, every opportunity we have to improve a little bit, I'm expecting more and more. I mean, there's indicators out there that are telling me, wow, this kid can learn. She's changing her game. She's becoming even more mindful, thinking about the right things, but she made some progress in a 45-minute session this morning that takes a long time for a lot of kids. So, it's not a magic thing, and she understands that, and she is willing to work extremely hard. So there's a chance for her at the highest level if she keeps behaving the way she has.
Were there times last year where you were watching her in practice and kind of thinking, what if? Geez, I wish I had her this year, or were you kind of looking forward to it?
I didn't think that. I thought that when I recruited her, and then I didn't really think it because you're so focused on other things that I didn't see her until the spring. And then in the spring, all of a sudden she was making changes and making better plays, and we know exactly what we want her to do, and so we're just identifying this behavior that isn't in line with that, and she's learning how to correct it. But as she has, the numbers have just gone up and up in every facet of her game. And I want her to be a complete player, and then of course she'll have an identity. But right now, we're going to keep improving in every area.
Jim, as I look at your season, I see 2 things that are really in your advantage area for advancing as far as you want to go. You got regionals here, and you have a senior setter. Of course, a powder keg over here as well. How important is having an experienced setter for advancing deep into the postseason?
Oh, I think it's like our football team with Jake. It's really important. But there are a lot of other elements that are really important. You got to have a good, sound quarterback, but you got to be able to have good receivers, and you got to have blocking, and you got to have, it's a proverbial chain, and you're only as strong as your weakest link. So, but there's some comfort in knowing she's here and seeing her do her thing. But I still want her to keep getting better and better and better, and she's doing that every day.
Where have you seen her progress most impressively in your view?
Well, 2 areas. Just her location and speed. She's running a much faster ball and locating it with fantastic accuracy. She's pinpointing the ball. Her mechanics are impeccable. But then she's starting to talk to the players the right way. She knows what buttons to push. And every kid is different, and she's invested in that relationship. And if you spend time with each other, it allows you to develop the trust and the faith and all the things that you have to have. And you can't talk to the same person the same way, or different people the same way. So I think she's understanding the process because she's got the content. And when you can get a team to play for you and play hard, you can play above your ability.
Jenna, you concur?
Yeah, definitely. I think just it's been a long 4 years now, and I've definitely had a lot of different aspects to improve on, just as any player in this program would. You come in not knowing a whole lot, and you're, 4 years later, you're filled with tons of information, and, both on the volleyball court and off the volleyball court. So, I think I had a really great spring. I think we're running a faster tempo offense, even more so than last year. But definitely the intangibles, and, I've put a lot of time and effort into being a better teammate and maybe being a better leader with how I communicate and spend time with my teammates. And I think that is a big thing that the whole team in general is putting a lot of time and effort into, is being a great team, together. We can't do it without each other. So,
Kindra, how have you seen her evolve in your 3+ years together?
We started off, I remember her coming into the dorms as a freshman and thinking, who is this girl? No, just her maturity level. And I think just the way that she's reached out to every one of us has been awesome. Like Jim said, you can't talk to the same person the same way. And so she's definitely made an effort to get to know us, get to know this team, all of us together, get to know our goal, what we want to accomplish. And so I think it's definitely been good. And then definitely she's running a much faster offense. It's been great. So, and her improvement level has been awesome.
Jenna, what do you think about the comparison to Jake Walker that your coach just made?
Hey, I wouldn't mind to be in Jake's shoes either.
Jen, they're talking about faster offense. Is this a change for this year? Are you trying to run more quicks, or you just got faster offense in mind?
Run more quicks and faster the pins, but speed kills, but it can kill you if you're out of control. So it's just a function of being able to locate the ball, and you're only as good as your setter can locate with tempo. And she's doing a really good job, and there's this nice little feedback loop between the hitters and the setters that they've got to each do their job, and the hitter's got to be in the right place at the right time, and that requires some focus and eye work. And she's got to let the hitter do the work by keeping her in rhythm and doing that. So it's critical, but it's you got to do it to play at a high level. You got to do it to win the thing at a high level, and so we're starting to do it with greater regularity and fewer errors.
Jim, how hard is it to believe that Jenna and Kindra and Becky are all seniors this year?
Yeah, I mean, it just goes by. Aaron, when you're in this business for 28 years, it just happens. It's just college, and you go through it. But you want these kids that you're with to experience that pinnacle, and go through it emotionally, and it will be with them forever. You can't put it into writing. The return, the gratification, all the stuff you get when you win the thing. So I want these guys to win it. And we're going to do everything we can to put them in those conditions and mentor them and all those things. But they have a chance.
Jenna or Kindra, you guys have so much time before school starts, and you obviously have practice before. I know McKenna and Kate, they use their off time between practices to make music videos. Do you guys? What do you guys do to? I don't know. In your off time, obviously you're not studying this time of year before classes start. What do you guys? You guys have some extra time to do?
To be honest, lately we've been marathoning a lot of shows. We've got Brothers and Sisters playing right now. We've gone through about almost the entire first season now. And then we like to watch a lot of trash TV at night. We love the Jersey Shore. We're great fist bumpers. So we like to kind of chill out after practice. Especially between practices. We need a rest because we want to be sharp. We want to be sharp in the morning. We want to be really sharp at night. So we take that time seriously as rest time. So that's why a lot of times we're chilling on the couch in the locker room watching some Brothers and Sisters or whatever else is on. But and then at night, we're resting again. But we like to watch some terrible TV shows, and we like to cook. So two good things.
GTL also? Or?
Oh yeah, GTL. I forget what the other one is. Let's not go into it.
Jimmy lost 2 hitters and your libero. Is there one area that causes you concern going into the season?
Yeah, there's a number. We've got to, like you said, set more quick, and to do that, you got to pass. And I believe this team continues to improve pass, and we're going to put a lot of reps and put an emphasis on it and we just got to work at it. But if we can pass the ball and serve the ball, we're physical enough, we're fast enough, we're going to be good scoring points. So that will be a point of emphasis for this team. Just the serve, receive game. If we win that battle, I feel pretty good about this team.
Has your passing improved to the point, or will it improve to get you past the?
Yeah, we're a little high-low right now, and at some point, we're getting better for sure, but we still have good days and not so good days. So we just got to level that out a little bit and stabilize. And once we do, when we do, they're going to feel the comfort in that.
Jen, I know Jim talked about Kylan a little bit. What have you seen as far as her improvement over the last year, redshirt year, and then coming into the season?
Kylan's made some incredible jumps. Her complete game has upgraded in my eyes. I've seen her make really small mechanical changes that have translated over into live play that are pretty incredible. She has been taking some awesome, tough swings where she's, it's got to go to her, and we've got a big block up there, and she's just banging balls up high. She's got a great feel, up here, and I think she's really developing her passing game as well. I've seen her passing some really great balls, and her eye work is it's getting better. She's making a lot of improvement, and so I'm really happy she can play this year.
Jim, kind of going back to, Kylan was one of the top recruits out of the country. How difficult, well, not difficult, but how tough is that transition sometimes, though, when you have all those high expectations, and then to moderate them as she converts her game into the college game?
Yeah, everybody goes through that. Most of the kids that come here they're the big-time kids on their club team, and they've got all the attention, and you get into this, and it's a little overwhelming at first, but you learn how to process information, and then you learn how to learn, and you learn how to be mindful, and then you start making progress, and then it becomes a little addictive, and then you just want more, and it builds on itself. But you learn how to control your thoughts, and you learn how to have your thoughts serve you better, because you can get into an environment where you can think things, and you get in these dimensions of improvement where, boy, can't I do this, and you can't go there, or, hey, I'm getting good, I can take a day off, and you got to stay on the path and stay focused, and you got to just keep making progress and fight for that hunger of improvement. And everybody goes through that, though. You learn how to learn.
I'm not sure what you can or cannot say, but could you mind taking me through your range of emotions specifically when she made that transfer to UW? And after originally spending that year at BYU, her original commitment, and then coming to here.
Yeah, we recruited her hard, and she was a priority, and she made a choice, and we said, okay, good luck. We'll see you down the road, and that's just the way we do it. And then you call the dogs off, and you don't recruit anymore. And then we got a phone call, we got a release, and then a phone call, and they wanted to talk, and they said, would you still look at us? She was a good kid in many ways, and of course, and so we looked at her and wanted her and had open arms, and I didn't really need to know why. I needed to know that she wanted to be great. She was willing to make a commitment and make the choices along the way that would kind of confirm a commitment, and that she wanted to win a championship. And then when she told me that, I told her, okay, here's how we do things. Are you sure you want to jump in? And she said, I'm all in. And that was it. We didn't talk about it after that.
You think you have a championship caliber core to work with this year?
Every year I think that, Terry. But you never know. We need some stuff we can grab onto, and this group needs some stuff. It can't be artificial. You got to train to reality. You got to meet some standards with great regularity. There's no magic. It's nothing I'm going to say. I can create the conditions, the drills. We can measure the progress. We can give the feedback. But these kids have to put the hard hats on and get after it. And in a way, in a manner that they can make the progress. And then once you start, it's kind of a neat thing. And then the vibe grows and the confidence grows, and that's only understanding what do we need to do, and then understanding through mindful, sound preparation, believing, okay, I'm getting this. It's not what people say about wins or losses, that, okay, maybe that influences it a little bit, but it's really knowing, I got to pass like this, I'm getting these reps, and I'm getting better, I know what I need to do, I know what I'm doing wrong, I'm making changes, it's coming, and I'm getting better, I'm getting better, and I'm getting better. It's hard, though, because emotionally so you got to think good thoughts. But if we do that, yeah, but I've said that to every team, if we do that, you will have a chance to win a national title.
Either one of you have been to the Final Four yet. How hungry are you?
We want it.
I want it bad.
We want it.
Yeah.
How?
It's hard to even explain when this is what I think of all the time. When I step on the floor, I know that I'm working to get to Final Four and to win a national championship. It's kind of an all-encompassing thing that, this is why we're here. This is what we're doing. This is the goal. And if you don't want it bad, then you shouldn't be here. And we want it fierce, something fierce.
To Jenna and Kindra, you guys have had so much success over the past 3 years. Regular season, get to the postseason. Have you been able to pinpoint one thing or a couple of things that have led to the disappointment to be able to turn that into a positive this year once you get to that point? Have you been able to,
I think one thing that we just really want to work on to improve is being a really good team. When we know that we have each other's backs, if someone messes up, we're there, we can pick you up, and just really investing in the vibe and, everyone on the same page, feeling the right way, saying the right things to each other, talking the right way. A lot of little intangibles we think could really push us over the edge for those things. When it gets tight, we want to be that team that, we're confident and we're aggressive and we're going to go and get it and we're going to do it together. So I think it's definitely an emphasis on, being a great team. We're really good volleyball players individually. We're everyone on this team is a great volleyball player, but we want to be a great volleyball team.
Yeah, I think same with Jenna. With losses, you kind of want to learn something from them, good and bad. And I think how Jim said that if it's something that we didn't do is most of the time why you lose. So we'll go back, watch film, and I think on some of the losses that we've ended with, all of us have learned something about ourselves, whether it be mechanics, whether it be mental. So you put yourself in that situation and you try and recreate that every day. And so you have that goal, this is what it's going to take and this is the mentality that I need to get into every practice to get good, to win this national championship. That's kind of your thought process when you're going into it.
Not to bring back awful memories, but Colorado State, have you ever pinpointed what went wrong?
Well, yeah, you can slice it up a lot of different ways. The bottom line is we didn't play well enough, and they played a great match. But all the things that Jenna and Kindra are talking about, they're on the right track. And if we take care of those things, we're going to play our best at the end. Regardless of where we are, who we play, when we play, we can play our game and impose our will a little bit and play the way we want to play. And we didn't do that. And I think we've learned from it. But what Aaron asked about, and Jenna responded to, just the team. I've had teams that were so talented, but if you don't get the vibe right, then you can screw it up. And I've had teams that, were limited in talent that got the vibe right and played way above their level. And so we got to do that because we have the firepower.
How's Orlandini performing?
Terry, that kid keeps getting better and better, and she doesn't change much. I thought you were going to ask me about my Cleveland Browns things. I don't change much, but every play, every day, that kid goes as hard as she can, and she does it the right way. Doesn't matter the situation. She goes extremely hard. She has one speed. Not that these guys don't work hard enough. They work hard, but she might set, a standard in that regard. the kid is really unbelievable in her second year in this program, her first as a full-time player. So, you know, the kid could be big time.
Jenna, how are you impressed by her passing ability? It's pretty key to her role.
Yeah, I mean, I like her being on my side of the court when we practice. She's, you know, passing at a really, really high level. She makes definitely makes my job easier. But, you know, I really like playing next to her, too. I think she's starting to say better things and take a little more control in the backcourt. So, you know, it's been really fun, you know, playing with her and seeing her evolve a little bit more, too, because she's definitely, you know, coming out of her shell more and more each day.
And decide on your two middles. Obviously, Roland will be there, but who's your number two?
Well, you know, we're cross-training Bianca, so she's could get some outside swings and she could get some middle swings. And, you know, clearly she's pretty good in the middle and has improved. But we've got a nice dogfight going with Lauren Barfield and Kelsey Dunaway, and both are improving. So we don't know yet. You know, we're going to play some different lineups in the preseason and then get ready for the Pac-10. But both those kids will play, and Bianca will play some middle and outside.
What is your anticipated percentage right now for Bianca at the outside?
We're just cross-training her, and it's really helping her. It's developing her as a volleyball player, and now I'm thinking we need to do it more with some of these kids. And but she's really getting a feel. She's seeing the game better. She's becoming a better volleyball player, and it's, you know, if you want to win a championship, you got to have a number of really good volleyball players, and then you know, you have a chance.
I know it's a long way off, but to have a chance to host regionals this year, how much of an advantage, how much of a help, how much optimism is there in the program knowing, you know, get to NCAAs, win the first 2 rounds, have a couple of matches potentially here to get to the Final Four?
Aaron, it's almost impossible not to think about that, but you know what? You just somehow have to control the thoughts and stay in the present tense and really, but it's awesome. I mean, we get to, if we do what we're supposed to do, we get to play at home in front of our crowd. I like our chances, but that's so far down the road. And today's practice is huge for us. So, you know, we're not thinking about regionals right now.
Maybe as a last wrap-up, looking even farther down the road, anyone's not aware, Washington will be hosting the 2013 Final Four at Key Arena, so just talk briefly about what that meant for the program.
Everything, you know, what Scott Woodward did and what Karen Babler did. I mean, it's unbelievable. But I go around the country, and people say, "Hey, Washington does it right," and they put on a good event, and we got good conditions here, you know, and we got a great arena. We got good fans, number 5 in the country, and we're moving up, number 1 in the Pac-10. So it's a sweet environment. But to have the volleyball world come to Seattle and see Seattle for a week, I think it helps us in many ways. But we better be good enough to win the thing. So I'm not thinking about that, though, so don't ask those questions.
Okay, well, I think anything further, or we'll move on to the next group here.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.